Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Healthy by Choice Masterclass. Tonight, Dr. Gary Lindner, physiologist and also a former professor or faculty member at UC Davis and current adjunct professor at Chico State University, will be joined tonight by Randy Rolfe and Linda Morris, and we'll let them tell you a little bit more about themselves. Tonight is a very cool subject. We're going to be introducing what we like to call a new product to you. Dr. Gary, why don't you take it away?
Thank you, Heather. And everybody pay attention. Heather's got some really cool new slides for us this evening. So I'd like to welcome everybody to our Healthy by Choice Tuesday evening masterclass. And we're going to be talking about something pretty exciting. And as Heather said, we have some guest participants that will join us. But we'll kind of start, as we always do, with a little bit of a review. And this is the cover page of a document Heather and I created some time ago called The Self-Care Awakening. And really it's about our health and the statement here, what price can you place on your health? I don't think any of us can, because without it, we don't have much of anything. And self-care is really an active process through which people become aware of and make choices for a healthier life. Now, we also talk about Niken products and technologies, the Niken Wellness Home, as solutions to problems so we can all be healthy by choice and not leave our health to chance. So you don't need to respond to this, but just maybe answer it in your own mind. But what is the #1 global chronic disease? Pause. It's obesity. It's the #1 chronic disease worldwide. And it's tripled in the last 30 years. 60% of men, 50% of women, and 1/3 of children are either overweight or obese. And obesity contributes to hundreds of other chronic issues, such as heart disease, stroke, diabetes, high blood pressure, and many, many others, and cancer as well. So what causes weight gain? One, and when we're talking about causes for some chronic diseases, we always talk about interrelated risk factors. And within that, there are two categories: those that we really can't do too much about, they are non-modifiable, and others that are. So in the case of weight gain, those that we really can't do too much about are our genetics, our heredity, and our age. For decades, we've been taught the way to be healthy is through diet, what we eat, and physical activity. So a poor diet and physical inactivity definitely can cause weight gain, but there are other factors too, and these are some of the factors we talk about in the Self-Care Awakening. And specifically, we're talking about dehydration, not drinking enough water each day, and not getting enough sleep. And also environmental factors and environmental toxins can affect our weight, and especially those that are endocrine disruptors, like BPA would be a good example. The main cause here, I think, is excess sugar consumption. About 80% of the food items in the US have added sugar, and 1/3 of Americans is said will be diabetic by the year 2050. And that's just 30 years from now. And I think unless we all individually take a little more attention, pay a little more attention to self-care, it's going to happen much sooner than that. So in 1822, and look at these figures. In 1822, the average American consumed 9 grams of sugar per day. Currently, the average American consumes 153 grams of sugar a day. Now that's a 16-fold increase in less than 200 years. And I mention this quite frequently. We don't change biologically very quickly, but we definitely have changed what we're eating, and especially in the context of excessive sugar consumption in that amount of time, 16-fold increase. And we aren't the only country that loves sugar. Here they are listed by consumption. We lead the pack, 153 grams. But close to or over 100 grams, and some of these others, with France down at 70 grams. And none of these are even close to what a healthy level of sugar consumption should be per day. So what we can do, I don't like to say what can we do, let's say what we can do. One, we can drink half our body weight in ounces of water each day, and of healthy water. We can get a good 8 hours sleep each night. Average American sleeps less than 7. And children need at least 9 to 12 hours each night. And let's start looking at labels and reduce our sugar consumption on a daily basis to 25 grams a day for women and children, and 36 grams a day for men. And that translates to about 6 teaspoons for women and children and about 9 teaspoons for men. And then we also want to reduce our body burden of environmental toxins. So if we're being well hydrated, sleeping well, and of course reducing sugar consumption, our body can be able to do that. And sugar is highly addictive. And the best way to break that addiction is to consume, but basically the first thing in the morning is protein. So eating protein is an easy way to curb sugar cravings. High protein foods digest more slowly, and you feel full longer. And protein does not make your blood sugar spike the way refined carbs and sugars do. And protein shakes are ideal for this. So within the Nikken Wellness Home, and any home can be a wellness home, we address different areas. So healthy air. We want to breathe healthy air. We want to have healthy, clean water. And alkaline water would be my suggestion. Get a good night's quality sleep. Provide your body with some natural energies and a healthy whole food nutrition regimen. And these are all part of the Wellness Home that we convey in these simple, easy to use packs. Now, the biggest advantage of the Wellness Home is it makes these healthy choices simple. It makes them simple, cost effective, and very easy. And it comes in as, it just transforms itself into part of your healthy, active wellness lifestyle. So we're going to talk about what I consider to pretty much be a new product, the Kenzen Vital Balance Meal Replacement Shake. And it actually replaces another product by the same name, but so many things have been improved and enhanced, it's almost like having a new product. And the first thing I want to say about this stuff tastes great. It really does. It tastes awesome. So joining me this evening are two very good friends of mine, and it's integrated health specialist Linda Morris and nutritionist Randy Rolfe. So Linda and Randy, welcome to tonight's class, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you so much for asking us.
You betcha. So let's just chat about this a little, and you guys jump in whenever you want, and there's a number of slides here. Like I said, I love the little mustache on, on the child there. This is a premium, natural, organic meal replacement protein shake. It sets the bar. There are a lot of other products on the market, and I would challenge anybody to compare ours against others that they see. As far as cost, as far as ingredients, it's pretty awesome. What do you gals think?
Well, I'd love to tell a quick story because I saw a quick video about a gentleman who's made millions selling a meal replacement and protein muscle building meal replacement. And he said, well, my audience, you know, they don't care if there's additives and artificial sugars. I just give them all that protein and the MCTs from the palm kernel oil, and you know, that's what they want. They don't care about the chemicals. And I said to my husband, well, that's not my market.
Yeah.
Those people, they're going to pay later on if they're lacing their meals with all those artificial chemicals. And like you said so well, the toxins are a big problem. So I love that Nikken is one of the first things they look at is getting things that are organic and natural and that the body's going to recognize.
Great. Linda, I kind of prefaced this with obesity as the problem, but this shake really isn't just for reducing weight. It's also has other uses as well that are very nutritious. So do you mind commenting on that a little bit, Linda?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's very interesting. Just before this call, I'm also a laser tech. I help people stop smoking and also with weight control. A woman called me. She's like, I need help stopping all the sugar I consume. And I'm like thinking, KVB, I like to get together with people and individually coach them because this is the perfect meal. And, cutting out sugar. Sugar is so addictive. And I was brought up in Iowa. My mom baked all the time. I was brought up on sugar. So you have to actually completely cut it out. And those 153 grams of sugar, that's equal to 38 teaspoons of sugar. And when you're reading a label, I just have to share this. When you look at a label, you're looking at total carbohydrates. You're not just looking at sugar, because like in bread, there is no sugar, but yet the body essentially sees it as sugar. So that's something to be aware of when you are reading labels. But it's so nutritious. Sometimes my lifestyle is very busy, and sometimes I have this shake for dinner, and I love it in unsweetened coconut milk because it comes out rich and creamy and makes it taste even better. So any time of the day. In fact, I am driving to the other side of the state tomorrow and back, and I'm going to have 2 scoops in a blender cup. And tomorrow I'll just add water on the way back. It's not as delicious with just water, but it tastes pretty great. And you are not going to find anything as nutritious on the road as this. So the fact that, this is like a perfect meal. And I agree, there isn't anything better on the market for what this has within it. It's just amazing, the ingredients and all the health. I'm so happy they added all these B vitamins to it now too, because that helps with a lot of stress in the world today.
Absolutely. So the KVB, Kenzen Vital Balance, is designed to burn fat and boost metabolism, also to promote healthy brain function and elimination of toxins, just like Linda was talking about. And our sources for this are organic pea, organic rice, organic chlorella, to promote formation of lean muscle and muscle mass. And then the medium chain triglycerides, these MCTs, are like brain food. And we get them from coconut milk. Now, that's a new enhancement to this product. And the MCTs in coconut milk is about 80, coconut milk's about 80% MCTs. And our previous source was about 50%. So that's a nice improvement. So Gal, any comments on this?
Well, the fact that it's brain food, that's so important. In fact, I've worked with a few people that have had strokes, or they've had tremendous stress that caused them to have a brain fog, essentially. And with what they both found, within having just one shake a day, within about 2 weeks, they both noticed that brain fog, whether it was from one issue or another, just lifted and their memory was better. So there's just so many great benefits to this. And that organic chlorella, it tastes bad by itself. So Nikan, that they made it taste this good, that's another miracle.
Yeah, that getting the mixture of protein and from very highly digestible sources that are vegan, vegetarian, and switching to coconut milk was a great move. It's such a healthy food, and it's processed in a much safer, more natural way than most palm kernel oil, although Nikan was doing it as best they could, but this is also environmentally responsible and easier on the body.
Absolutely. And I love that Nikan always has not only our health in mind, but our planet's health in mind too. So we have an enzyme blend for efficient digestion and nutrient absorption, prebiotics and probiotics to support your gastrointestinal and immune system health, and the chlorella and cilantro assistant detoxifying to reduce heavy metals. And again, I think we kind of covered that, but if you have anything else you want to add to it. So the prebiotics, the probiotics are very important. So that's for good gut bacteria, good gut flora. And the amount that we have in this is much higher than what we used to have. It's like 2.4 billion CFUs. I think I'm getting ahead of myself, but it's, you know, more than yogurt or anything else. So again, a very balanced meal replacement.
And those digestive enzymes are so critical in our diet today. Everybody should be taking digestive enzymes, and the fact that these are built in, and you look at other labels, you don't see those enzymes built into the meal replacement. So that's another big win.
Yeah, that's so important. And in Asian medicine, where Nikken started, they really believe health starts in the digestion. So we've always focused on that in Nikken, and I think it's brilliant. And I looked up the 2 different kinds of probiotics that are in our meal replacement, and they're really high quality. They're very common in the human biome. They're supposed to be there. And there's more and more literature coming out that some of the really aggressive, coming up with new bacteria, it's not the way to go. You need to rebuild what people already have on the healthy side. And also these 2 are very capable of discouraging the E. coli and other bacteria that you don't want in your gut. So they've looked at everything in Nikken. It's awesome.
It's awesome, awesome, awesome.
And there's more.
So the monk fruit. Linda, I know you love monk fruit. You mentioned last week when we were talking about Siaga, it being the longevity fruit, but it has no calories, carbs, or fat, but it's very anti-inflammatory and has very high antioxidant properties.
Yeah, I've actually used it in coffee because I don't like artificial sweeteners. Actually, Nikken has done a really good job with the stevias that they have brought to us. But monk fruit is even better because it has bonus effects, as you can see right here, anti-inflammatory, and it's a high antioxidant.
Yep, and it's the other thing that I'll take my hat off to Nikken too, is they really have quality products here. And if you do some price comparison or some comparison of ingredients, the ingredients we have in here are very expensive. And they are, you know, and the way Nikken sources them is expensive too, in a very, in a certified organic form. So how about moringa, Linda, Randy, you got any thoughts on the moringa there too?
Well, I love that Nikken looks all over the world for traditional herbs and foods that haven't been altered genetically or hybridized, and they bring so much more of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidant effects. And moringa is one of those. It's been known for centuries, and it's great to have it in here, just like the chlorella and the cilantro.
Awesome, thank you. So this is low in fat, and we've kind of already mentioned this, but we don't add any salt, any sugar, any artificial colorings or flavors or preservatives. This is really a nutrient-dense food. It contains 20 grams of protein per serving, which is 130 calories. And there's the CFU, the colony-forming units of the probiotics, 2.4 billion per serving. And that's cool, that's a lot. And we are certified organic, vegan, and kosher.
I mean,
so
it's good for everybody, anybody. Yeah. I mean, I even have had some young parents that were, okay, it was a grandmother that was babysitting her grandson, and what he was getting was not nutritious at all. And it's like she just made him a shake, and he just like gobbled it all up. So, you know, no matter what age you are, I remember my mom telling me one day she visited my aunt that had Alzheimer's, and they helped her to eat dinner. And they were sitting there for about an hour, and the woman next to them, who also had Alzheimer's, she sat there, she didn't take a single bite in 1 hour. And nobody helped her, so they took the tray away without her having a single bite, you know, for that whole hour. And my mom called me and told me about that. And I'm like, man, if they had just had a KVB shake, that somebody could help her drink that in 2 minutes, she'd at least have nutrition in her body. And that helped me to understand why my grandfather died of malnutrition. He had Alzheimer's. So if nobody's taking the time to help somebody eat, that's how that happens. So this is such an easy solution, no matter what age, whether you're young, you know, before, after soccer practice, or if you're 90 years old. And all of us in between. It's a perfect meal, and it doesn't take long to make, and it tastes good, and it's so nutritious. I love this product.
It's a perfect way to start the day too, and set
Yeah.
your metabolism. You know.
I'd like to mention about the salt, because some people are really, really sensitive about salt. There's so little salt in here. It's amazing. Most people between 1 and 2 grams is fine. And some of the studies are showing now that if too low salt really compromises your digestion. So the fat that's normal in food, 100 units, is a tenth of 1,000, a tenth of 1,000 milligrams, which is 1 gram. And people basically need, especially if you're eating on the run or have a lot of protein, or even whole foods, carbs, you need some salt. That's why there's a little salt in the butter and a little salt here and there. But having a little bit, this is just from the foods that are in here, that comes naturally, and so it's natural to the body to recognize it. So you really shouldn't be afraid of 100 or so milligrams.
Yeah,
And we can't survive without salt, actually.
No,
Right.
we can't.
You know, we can't in this.
That's how Solomon got as wealthy as he was, by selling these from the salt mines in Spain. Did you know they were in Spain? Saul's salt mines were in Spain.
Interesting. So here's our food label, and I just want to show you this because I want to show all the vitamins, all the minerals, everything that's in here. And again, just illustrating the fact that this is a healthy meal.
And I'd like to say that, you know, they increased a bit on the B vitamins. So just one of these meals satisfies over 50% of most of your A, B's, C's, and D's. And it's, I always mention to people about Niken's supplements, and this too, that they don't scrimp on the expensive vitamins. Some B vitamins are more expensive than others, and a lot of the cheaper vitamin compounds don't have enough of the B12 or the folate or the B6, but we've got it there.
Yep. Awesome. So it's very cost effective as well. So given even at a retail price, it's a little over $3 per serving, which is cheaper than a meal. You couldn't make a meal for that. And on auto ship, there's a 25% savings. And I think we can all agree that this really is food for action and food for thought.
And you get what, 28 meals in this?
28 meals, yeah.
For that price, it's less than 1 week of going to the grocery store, and it's all organic.
Yeah.
I have a gentleman, he's over 80, he's a professor and psychologist, and he buys 3 of these like clockwork every quarter. And before that, he didn't want to bother with meals, and he was using one of those things they highly advertise for older people that's half sugar. And yeah, he's so excited about this, and it's been years now that he's been taking it, and he's going to love the new version. It tastes even better.
Absolutely. And a lot of times people choose because of the taste, and it's the sugar what they're tasting in there. Yeah.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
So also, this is too good not to share with people. It really is. And I want to kind of just, I want to say this. It's not only to break that sugar addiction, to reduce weight, but I have many clients that use it to help build lean muscle. They use it as a pre or a post-workout shake. I have one cousin or one nephew that is really thin, and I know it's helped him gain some weight, gain some muscle, and he's looking pretty fit, I would say, right now. So.
And the other point is, you know, sometimes people have said, well, you can actually do 3 scoops, and that would be 30 grams of
Sure.
protein. And you can do, I always make 2 cups of unsweetened coconut milk. So 1 cup isn't enough to fill me up, but 2 cups is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to mention, it's not just about getting away from sugar, it's about the MCTs that actually feed the brain so it doesn't crave glucose. The ketones that are developed from the MCTs feed the brain so it doesn't feel like it can't do what it's got to do. And that's where the glucose craving comes from. It's just the brain says, hey, I can't function because I can't get the energy I need. But it can from the MCT.
And they're digested and absorbed very easily. They basically go right into ketones and to the brain. And the feeling is just an alertness. You know, you have a shake and it's just a great alertness that you have after that. So we talked this, it's great for the whole family. It actually is. So again, I want to kind of just reiterate that I know we're all appreciative that Nikken not only has our health in mind, but also our planet, and everything we do with product development and from our packaging to the ingredients illustrates that. So gals, you got any final comments you want to say about KVB, and then we'll open it up to some Q&A.
Well, I'd like to say that it's just so well balanced. You know, there's so many ads that, you know, if you're muscle building, you ought to just, you know, consume straight protein and no fats. You need it all. And this is just the right amount of protein. And if you do it twice a day, you know, 20 grams a meal is perfect for anybody who's very active. And then you have the high quality fats. And the carbs are way less necessary, but you can squeeze them in at dinner. So it's about balance. And even if you're just, you know, you're running for the Olympics, this is an amazing thing to put into your diet.
Awesome. Linda, any final comments from you?
I think you guys have covered it all. You know, it's a perfect way to start off your day and get going. It literally takes 2 minutes to make it and a minute to drink it.
and I'm telling you, it tastes great. It really does. So it's part of our core nutrition pack in the Nikken Wellness Home. I mentioned this before. I don't know of a way better or more cost effective or simple to be healthy by choice than the Nikken Wellness Home. And that's why I've been an advocate for them for 22 years. So those of you joining us, you have 2 ways to join our global wellness community. One, you can register as a customer. And this kind of opens up your own self-care portal where you can go online, order your products. There's free, there's no obligation there. And you have first access to new products and any special offers. And the second is to join our community as a Nikken distributor. That's $99 plus tax. You get a free web page where your clients, your customers can go and register as customers and open their self-care portal. We make retail profits plus commissions, and plus we are all here to give you support. So I want to remind you that we have the Self-Care Awakening YouTube channel, and these are some of the recent master classes that we've done, that those videos are up there, so you can look at those. And next week, we're going to talk about healthy families by choice. And this will be very timely. Our impetus at the selfcarehub.com, you can subscribe to our blog, and it kind of gives you a preview of what the next Tuesday class is going to be alike. So I'm going to stop the share, and we can open it up to some Q&A, or